Actually, my parents had seen the ad in a Miami newspaper, and they suggested, since I had a heart surgery as a child, that I should go again and get checked out. And I lived in West Palm, and in my mind it's like, oh boy, that was Miami. I live in West Palm. When are they going to be in West Palm? And 2 days later, there was the local ad in the paper. So I made the appointment for about a week later, and that's how I found out about them, through my parents, seeing the ad in the paper, the Miami Herald. Oh, it was very efficient. There were a few locations I could choose, and the location was literally 2 minutes from our front door. And they made me an appointment right away at a convenient time, and it was great. Didn't have to wait, no menus to go through, you know. Simply speak to a person right there. Okay, like I said, it was only a couple of minutes from my front door, and pulled in, parked the car, and it was a huge bus, like the Bloodmobile kind of thing. It was huge. And walked in, and nice air conditioned and everything, and they immediately, I didn't have to wait at all, took the information, filled out the form, and they started the testing right away, and it was very efficient. The testing equipment they use is the exact same equipment that they used in the hospital after my surgery to check. Everything was brand new equipment. Everyone was very efficient. When they were doing the sonogram type test, she kept on going over the measurements, the size of my aorta and everything, and back and forth, and measuring this and measuring that, and it was very efficient. Okay, they had told me that the results would be mailed to me in about 10 days to 2 weeks, and just as I'm getting off the bus, the young lady goes, Gary, come back, we need to talk. And I says, well, I thought the results were coming in 2 weeks. Well, that's if they're good results, but we have a little problem here, and come in and I'll explain to you everything. And she explained to me how my aorta was much larger than it should be, and that they had all the documentation and pictures of the aorta and everything that I needed. And I left and called Leslie on the phone and said, get dressed, we need to go to the hospital right away. So I went to the hospital, and the waiting room was quite busy, but I showed the results to the nurse there, who showed it to a cardiologist, and he said, look, there's nothing we can do for you right now. You're not in an emergency state or anything, but you need to find a cardiologist right away and, you know, get this looked at. You will have to have this operated on. There definitely is a problem, but you know, you don't need to have an operation tomorrow, but you need to find a cardiologist, which I did. Well, it's great because they were very impressed that I had all these tests and results and literally photographs of my heart and aorta, and they seemed very impressed and didn't really have to wait at all. I waited, and they finally says, look, there's really no reason to wait. We showed this to the doctor. You should, you know, just needs to be taken care of. But they were very impressed that I had all this documentation with me. Well, it was HealthFair. The young lady, after she took all the tests, it's like a sonogram. When a mother's pregnant, you want to see if it's a boy or a girl. It was pictures just like that, and they handed it to me with a bunch of gibberish that I don't understand. You know, it's doctor talk, but it was great that I had all this, and they just looked at it at the hospital and said, you know, this is all true, and just go find yourself a cardiologist and get the next step, and you know, go from there.
So tell me your thoughts with receiving these results and going to the hospital. I mean, how did it make you feel?
You know, I felt good that I was able to get these results right away. It was only $180 at the time, and just to get these results and how professional it was, and you have all this information. Of course, part of me was sort of saying, well, is this really true? You know, I knew it was, but part of me just didn't want to believe it, you know, and it was only until I went to a cardiologist, and after going through all their tests, for which my medical insurance paid a small fortune, and then duplicating and coming up with the exact same results, when he said it, then it hit me, and I got a little nervous. Wow, this is true, you know, but everything that HealthFair said was exactly correct, and the cardiologist came up with the exact same results. If I didn't go see the bus, I wouldn't be alive. I would be 6 feet under. That's all I can say. Everyone should take this test. I wouldn't be alive today. My aorta would have exploded. Literally, you're dead before someone can even dial 911. I would not be alive today.
I think this is a great experience to go onto the bus, to get yourself checked totally. And I just want to thank HealthFair so much for saving his life and other people's lives.
They do that.
Just, I don't know what I would have done if I would have lost him. You know, I've grown accustomed to his face.
HealthFair is the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. They literally, it's because of them that I'm sitting here today.